Before evil ever existed, long before the first human walked upon the earth, an infinite goodness ruled the heavens. All was harmony. Every angel shone with radiant light and held deep reverence for the Father, creator of all things. Among them, one surpassed the rest, Lucifer. He was the seal of perfection, overflowing with wisdom and flawless in beauty. The brightest mind, the most powerful spirit, the most honored and exalted, admired by all. God's masterpiece, the first of all creatures, formed with special care and invested with unique authority. His intelligence was surpassed only by God himself. Yet in this masterpiece, a hidden fracture appeared. Lucifer was pure in his ways until iniquity was found in him. Pride, born from his own splendor, turned the light-bearer into the source of all rebellion. He became the prince of darkness, corrupter of souls, the one we now call Satan. His fall carved a wound into heaven. The light returned, but paradise would forever remember his betrayal. His story is a warning that even the brightest star can plunge into night. Heaven is a realm of perfect order, where seraphim burn like living flames, crying, "Holy, holy, cherubim guard divine wisdom." Archangels like Michael and Gabriel carry messages of war and mercy, and common angels watch over human souls. Within this hierarchy, God brought forth something extraordinary. Lucifer, the morning star leader, guardian, and guide. His voice organized the choirs of heaven. His presence inspired respect and devotion. God did not create evil. He created someone utterly good. But Lucifer, enchanted by his own brilliance, allowed pride to take root. Scripture summarizes his fall. Your heart became proud because of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor. The gift became poison. He began to imagine a throne above the stars of God and silently vowed, "I will ascend. I will make myself like the Most High." Rebellion shook heaven. Jesus would later testify, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." In an instant, a morning star was cast into the abyss, exiled from the light that had been his home. The Bible speaks of him only in scattered, symbolic passages, leaving his figure wrapped in mystery. This narrative follows those hints, illuminated by thinkers such as St. Augustine, and works like History of the Angelic World by Fr. Jose Antonio Fordia. Lucifer as the created will that chooses to rise above its creator. His fall began as a spark. What if my light could shine for myself? What if my glory did not always have to serve another? That secret thought grew. He became distant, introspective, less present in the choirs. Heaven's law was clear, but its love was free. Angels could choose. Some, fascinated by his greatness, began to listen more closely to his restless voice. God, seeing the storm forming, warned him in tenderness. His desire to understand was noble, but his gaze was turning inward. He was forgetting that his light was only a reflection. Even then, God delayed judgment, giving him time to return. But Lucifer's pride deepened. He still spoke of obedience, yet inside he considered himself unique, irreplaceable, the brightest of all. Then came the revelation that would test every spirit. God assembled the heavenly hosts and unveiled his plan. He would create a material universe. On one world, Earth, he would form beings in his image and likeness, humans, made of flesh and spirit. More shocking still, the Son would one day assume human nature. In that humanity, the angels would adore him. The eternal would be revealed in a humble, vulnerable human face. Many angels exploded in worship at this mystery of love. But Lucifer stood in cold silence. The thought of bowing before creatures of dust horrified him, especially when he heard that those same humans would rebel, and that God would accept death on a cross for them. To him, it seemed madness. In the storm of his heart, a single question flared. Why not me? For ages he had been the most beautiful, closest to the throne. Why would God descend instead of exalting him further? Bitterness wrapped his soul. When the angels knelt to adore the future Christ, Lucifer remained standing and spoke one word that echoed through heaven. No. He accused the very plan of God. Asking pure spirits to worship a crucified God, to bend before flesh, seemed like humiliation. His arguments, full of dark logic, sowed doubt. Are we not light? Why bow before clay? Why adore weakness? Some angels began to think he might be right. Lucifer could not bear this mirror held to his soul. Shame turned to rage. Yet he persisted, gathering around himself many of the brightest angels. He spoke to them of dignity, freedom, independence, of becoming what they truly were, without kneeling to anyone. He promised a kingdom without obedience, a heaven without God. Thus the first army of rebellion was formed. Then the war in heaven began. On one side, Lucifer and the angels who chose pride. On the other, Michael and the faithful, armed not with greater splendor, but with greater humility and trust. Heaven, once pure peace, became a battleground of blazing spirits. Their clash was like storms of fire. Swords of light collided like falling stars. Lucifer shouted, "I am the true light." But his words were empty. His brilliance had become distortion. Michael advanced crying, "Who is like God?" And that faith drew divine power over the loyal host. In the end, goodness prevailed. By the power of God, Michael cast down Lucifer and his followers. A third of the angels fell like torn stars, exiled into a realm of darkness and chaos. Lucifer became Satan, separated from the presence he had once reflected. Cut off from heaven, his hatred hardened into a new purpose. If he could not destroy God, he would wound him in what God loved most: humanity. Beings made in God's image became his target. If he could not enjoy God's presence, he resolved that humans should not enjoy it either. From then on, evil became not just absence of good, but organized resistance to it. Satan and his demons sought to influence the world, inciting pride, envy, despair, mirrors of their own fall. God, in justice and respect for freedom, allowed their existence but set limits. They could tempt, not force. Scripture shows this conflict unfolding in history. In Eden, Satan appears as the serpent whispering, "You will be like God." With one temptation, he reproduces in Adam and Eve the same error that destroyed him, wanting greatness without obedience. In Job's story, Satan questions whether faith can be sincere without rewards. In the desert, he tempts Jesus with bread, spectacle, and worldly power in exchange for worship. Each time, his strategy is the same: separate the creature from trust in the Creator. Yet every story of resistance reveals the opposite truth. Faith, humility, and love are stronger than any seduction. Job remains faithful amid suffering. Jesus rejects every proposal and reaffirms that only God deserves adoration. The seed of rebellion meets the perfection of obedience. The last book of the Bible, Revelation, shows Satan's final role and fate. There he is, the great dragon, the ancient serpent that deceives the whole world, the same rebel angel now directing beasts and false prophets, building a counterfeit kingdom based on lies and oppression. The war that began in heaven continues symbolically. Michael, his angels, once again confront the dragon. In the end, evil reaches its limit. God's justice intervenes definitively. Satan is seized and thrown into the lake of fire, unable ever again to touch creation. His rebellion becomes an eternal failure, a dimmed light that never managed to overpower the infinite love that sustains all things. The message of this story is clear. Evil can roar, tempt, and wound, but its time is short. Good triumphs not only because it is stronger, but because it is reality itself: truth, justice, and love. The battle that began with Lucifer now unfolds in every human heart, yet its ending is already written. The final victory belongs to God. If Lucifer's rise and fall have captivated, You know that the prophecies of Revelation reveal how this cosmic conflict closes in glory. When every choice is revealed, every mask falls, and the question of Michael resounds forever. Who is like God?